Unfortunately, this is when I turn into the negative Nelly because I think their window has opened and closed, the Lions. I really think that they blew it against the 49ers, chance to go to the Super Bowl. Dan Campbell blew that game for them. I think that hurt. Last year, don't forget, they had the best record, home field throughout the playoffs in the NFC, let a rookie quarterback come in. They were 9.5 point favorites in that game and lost. I just, if you're telling me that they're going to be back next year or, this coming season, I can't buy into it. The division's getting better. I just think that they lost both coordinators, so there's going to be a year of adjustment. So I think the Lions had a nice window for 2 years. Unfortunately, it's closed. Unfortunately, this is when I turn into the
The only adjustment that is needed is whether or not Rob Parker has a job tomorrow. I'm sorry. This guy he's out of his mind. Let me adjust my hat real quick. Rob Parker. Does this dude even watch football? Does he pay attention to anything that happens in the offseason, during the season? Let's talk about it. He just said that Dan Campbell blew the NFC Championship game versus the 49ers. Did he? Do you believe that? Tell me in the comments. Did Dan blow that game? Because I was sitting in the stands, up in the 200s, in the first row, in the corner of the end zone, watching a 17-point lead at halftime get obliterated. Not by anything Dan did, but by a ball that bounced off of Ayuk's face. Because we suffered an injury and we've got Vildor in the game, unfortunate, 1 in a million thing that's never going to happen again. And the 49ers have the ball down at like the 3-yard line and they score, right? So that wasn't Dan's fault. Not by a long shot. I didn't see anything that Dan really did wrong in that game. If I remember when I went back and recapped this game after the fact, there was, I think there was a fake that I would have said to go ahead and take the points, man, take the field goal. And that could have put us in a position to win the game, but Dan didn't lose that game. Jared Goff, Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell put that team in a position to win. Aaron Glenn in the defense shit the bed in that game. That was not Dan's fault. But let me remind you, that was Dan's third season as a head coach. Third season as a head coach of the Detroit Lions. In a team that just did a complete rebuild. Should even have been sniffing an NFC Championship game by then. Everybody doubted the Lions after 2023, including Rob Parker. And what did the Lions do in 2024? They ran the table, 15 wins, put themselves in position with a 1 seed. And yes, you could say that they blew it, but they didn't. Rob, dude, 16 players on IR after week 15. 21 total hitting the decks at some point through the season on the defense, right? All of the starters has suffered something throughout that season. More than half of them out at the end of the season, right? Alex Anzalone, comes back, the champion, right? Making his way back to the Coliseum after a nasty injury. We lost everybody. I mean, just about anybody and everybody that you could think of in 2024. So did Dan Campbell blow that season too? I mean, shoot, he wasn't out there on the field, but you know what? We were probably getting to a point where he was going to have to be. It was that bad with injuries. So no, Rob Parker, Dan Campbell did not blow anything. If anything, he's put this team into a very good position to win, and Brad Holmes has put this team in a position to sustain those wins. Second thing, he says, we lost both coordinators. It's going to be a season of adjustment. It will be an adjustment period. There will be one throughout this season. There may be a lump or two that we take, and that's okay. But Kelvin Shepard has been around since day one. Kelvin knows these players. These players know Kelvin. And matter of fact, we just listened to DJ Reader this morning tell us how the continuity is there. And that even though we're missing some of our star players and we've got a couple of them, they're still battling their way back from last year's injuries, the continuity and the chemistry is the most important piece to this. And we brought the entire team back from last year. And we have probably the deepest team that I've seen ever as a Detroit Lions fan. The only team that I've ever followed in the NFL. Rob, I've been through it, man. I've been through all the downs, very few ups. I was going to say all the ups and downs, but it's few ups, all the downs. And I would say that I am more confident this year than anything that this team has a real chance to make it back to the playoffs. Is it going to be 15 wins? No, probably not. Is it going to be a dogfight probably towards the end of the season? You're darn right it is. Is the NFC North getting better? They are. But this is also Ben Johnson's first year as a head coach. I'm not expecting a whole lot. This is the Minnesota Vikings' first year with J.J. McCarthy. Not expecting a whole lot. The only team that I see that's even going to be sniffing the Lions' butt crack is going to be the Packers, where they belong, right? Face up. Getting a big old whiff of the Lions as we walk away with the NFC North once again. But it means more this year than just the NFC North. It has to, right? It has to go further than that. It has to be an NFC championship or bust this year. I would say Super Bowl, but I'm not going to say what everybody else says and put us into a box that we have to win. We're going up against one of the hardest schedules in the league. Matter of fact, they're saying right now it's the third toughest, but we'll see when rubber meets the road and where these teams actually pan out this year. Just because they're paper tigers now doesn't mean that they're going to be actual tigers later. Okay? Look, it's going to be a difficult season, but I'm getting real sick of this Rob Parker character, shooting his mouth off every chance that he gets because he knows there's going to be a lot of clicks, when he goes and runs his mouth and says the stuff that he says. I just don't know how somebody can put up with, at Fox Sports can put up with Rob Parker anymore. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. He's clearly not a supporter of the team. We get it. I understand that. But to just be outlandishly saying things that he's saying that don't make any sense at all. It's unsupported. Everything he just said it's just like Mina Kimes the other day. Completely unsupported, irrelevant, factless statements. This is his opinion, and your opinion is trash, Rob Parker. Look me up, buddy. Let's have a conversation. I would love to have a one-on-one with you talking Detroit Lions. Just give me 30 seconds, man. That's all it's going to take. I know you're going to point to the past, but this is the present, and the Detroit Lions are here. And you just can't take it for whatever reason, and I don't understand why. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully, I get another chance at Rob Parker this season. If I get a chance to call in, I'm calling in. And we're going to have some fun with it. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.